All right, man. We back again. One more again. Swope Dizzle Promotions. Like, subscribe, comment, tell your mama them about it, tell your pops about it. Matter of fact, tell your grandma or your great aunt they used to have your mama them sitting in front of the TV watching Dusty Rose and them back in the day. Tell them about it. I think they'll like it. So this time around, we're gonna do things a little bit different. Last time I talked about All In Texas. We still gonna talk about All In Texas. But instead of running through the whole show, the rest of the show, we gonna do this thing one video at a time, considering the fact that there was a triple main event. First time I ever heard of a triple main event. I'm not even a big fan of the concept of naming more than one main event because at the end of the day, only one match can end the show. But I get it. It's three big moments, three big matches, three big storylines coming to a close. So I understand it in this case. We got Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's World Championship. We got Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega for the unified AEW Championship, unifying the AEW International Championship and the Continental Championship. Then we got the main event. Hangman Adam Page, Jon Moxley, Texas Death, AEW World Championship. It's the match that's gonna determine the future of the company. So like I said, three different storylines, three big matches. I understand. So y'all gonna get three different videos for that. So for this one right here, we getting into the first of the three. Mercedes Moné, Toni Storm, AEW Women's World Championship. And of course, we all know Mercedes Moné been going around the world collecting championships left and right, all kind of companies. You got a Women's World Championship. Let me get that. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Toni Storm, who on her fourth AEW Women's World Championship reign, and this is 100% the best of the four. You know what I'm saying? So Mercedes like, all right, I got all these belts, but I need that one. And Toni like, yeah, you got all them belts, but you ain't got this one. The one that's arguably the best women's championship in the world of all companies, all promotions. So this was just a display of both their characters. You know what I'm saying? Toni Storm being timeless, her 1950s character. She leaned into like a little Carmen Sandiego type of thing. This go around, you know what I'm saying? Mercedes being the antagonist of the whole thing that she been the whole time, collecting booze, even though everybody love her. But you know when she get into her real for real heel bag, the crowd boos and she eat it up. So going into the match, I had no clue who was gonna win. I ain't even had no prediction. I was cool either way. Mercedes having, I don't know, I think her what it would be like her sixth championship, or Toni, you know what I'm saying, standing strong with the top women's belt in the company, arguably the world. But as far as the match itself is concerned, we're gonna start with the entrances. I ain't talked about noun entrance on none of these matches, but I think this one was a little bit more important because when Mercedes came out, one, she came out and had Texas Rangers cheerleaders holding each of her belts. Mind you, I ain't even know baseball had cheerleaders. Let's start there. That was a new thing to me. I didn't even realize that was what was going on until my second time watching the match. Nonetheless, fire, big flexing. Then she came out and flexed again because she had on a super long white robe, white and gold robe, with the name of every woman that she beat on her way to all these championships encrypted onto the robe. Fire. One name that stood out to me the most though was the name that was at the top, Kyrie, who goes by Kyrie Sane in WWE. I think that was fly. I think that was fly because she beat Kairi Sane for the IWGP Women's Championship before Kairi ultimately went back to WWE and started back going by Kairi Sane. So that was fly. Toni Storm came out in true Toni Storm fashion, 1950 style, continuing to prove that she's one of the best characters in wrestling, if not the best character in wrestling, while still going crazy in the ring. Because at first, I want to say her third run, she was kind of dwindling away from the in-ring stuff, although her character was starting to develop a little bit more. But this time around, on her fourth reign, she's been putting it all together as far as the character and the actual in-ring stuff. So the match going, boom, fire. You know what I'm saying? They're going back and forth. One of my favorite moments in the match. Toni Storm sat on her butler's shoulders. Mind you, bro, like 6'6", I don't know, 6'5", 6'6", probably way north of 250. Toni Storm sitting on bruh's shoulders. She grabbed Mercedes while she on the apron, drug Mercedes from one side of the apron to the other, and flipped her onto the floor. Mind you, ain't nothing on that floor but padding and concrete. And it ain't meant to protect the wrestlers. It's meant to protect the floor. So you take a big ass bump on that floor if you want to. That shit gonna hurt. And that shit looked painful as hell. Shit was fire though. Shit was fire. I was like, oh shit. Another one of my favorite moments right after that. Mercedes ran, did a little meteor off the apron, ran right into Luther. Luther hit the floor. Ah, big as hell. Wow. Mercedes jump up, take Luther glasses, break bro glasses. Whole crowd. The boos just go crazy with the boos. Fire as hell. And another one of my favorite moments, Toni Storm hit Mercedes with 3 straight Storm Zeros. Bow, bow, bow. Mercedes kicked out that motherfucker. I was like, oh shit, how'd she do that? But she put her on the back, did the little flip shit, you know what I'm saying, the money maker. Toni Storm kicked out of that. I thought it was over then. I for sure thought it was over. I don't think nobody ever kicked out of that move. Now that I'm thinking about it. But ultimately, Toni Storm hit it with the Avalanche Storm Zero. Boom. Drop to the mat. 1, 2, 3. Toni Storm retains. Fire match. Super fire match. Again, proving that they 2 of the best women in the world. Probably the 2 best women in the world. And arguably just best wrestlers in the world, period. Man, woman, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Toni proved that, yeah, you got all them championships, but you ain't got this one. You know what I'm saying? As for what's next, I think Mercedes about to go on a downward spiral. Because she got all them belts. But again, she don't have the AEW Women's World Championship, which is arguably the most important championship, most prestigious championship in women's wrestling. I think she gonna look at them other belts and be like, y'all ain't that. She not gonna say it, but I think within her next couple matches or so, it's gonna show. Of course she can't say it outright. She can't say, fuck these belts. She can't do that because that's just bad for business. But I think at some point, the fact that she didn't win the big belt is gonna start taking a toll on her, and she gonna start looking at herself a little bit different. And it's gonna show in her matches. Like I think she might get caught slipping a couple times on the way to losing every single last one of them belts she got. And then she gonna go on a gradual decline. And then she gonna turn babyface, turn to a true babyface, and then she gonna boost back up. And then maybe by the end, she'll go ahead and win the AEW Women's World Championship. As for Toni, she got Athena around the corner. Athena just won the Women's Gauntlet match. So she got that contract to get that match for the AEW Women's World Championship. Her and Athena just went at it on Dynamite. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we gonna see. Thank God Athena won, because we gonna see Athena on AEW TV a lot more. Athena came out talking that gangster shit. Like, yeah, you do AEW Women's World Champion. I'm the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, and been the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion for what seemed like about 3 years now. But again, I need that one. I'm gonna carry both sides of this company on my back. Tony Khan, don't even worry about it. I got both women's divisions. I got the whole women's division. I got the Ring of Honor women's division and AEW women's division. So yeah, let me get that off you, Tony. So personally, Tony might beat Athena. You know what I'm saying? Tony done beat Mercedes. I don't see nobody beating her personally. Cause she just, I don't know. Tony just, and the thing is, Tony ain't even doing nothing super duper spectacular. She just real good at what she do. You know what I'm saying? She just great at what she do. Like the matches are just, they just chef's kiss. You know what I'm saying? It's just she just a great performer within the character too. So I don't know. Ain't no telling when that match gonna happen. It might happen at All Out in September because Forbidden Door coming up, and I don't think they're gonna run it at Forbidden Door. It wouldn't make no sense to do that. But I think Tony gonna beat Athena too. I mean, I would like Athena to win, but I think Tony gonna beat her too. I don't know. But yeah, that's just our first main event. We got two more. Be on the lookout. Like, subscribe, comment. Remember I said, share this with your great aunt and them that used to have your mom and them sitting in front of the TV watching Dusty Rose and them back in the day. Thank you in advance. Swope This Promotions. Be on the lookout for the next two main events.